broadcast of last night's game between the Howe Bulldogs and the S&S Rams. I have with me the head coach of the Bulldogs, Joey McQueen. And Coach McQueen, first of all, let's talk a little bit about last week's game with Pilot Point. You played that team off their feet in the first half. They led 8-0, but I think you must have felt pretty good about being 8-0 down and knowing that you could come back in the second half and possibly pull off the big upset.
Yes, like you said, BK, we were excited about being in that position. We, of course, went over there with the attitude that we were going to try to get out and do our best and get the win. But as you know, Pilot Point, they might not be the number 2 team in the state, but they're definitely in the top 10, and they had the size, the speed, and our kids did a great job of being high and ready for them the first half, and then Pilot Point eventually just started, driving on us, blocking down, and leading those big people on us, and running Eli Sledge, which is pretty hard to bring down without anyone blocking for them, and that's just the way the game finally ended up. They just drove on us and put it away.
I thought your defensive line did an excellent job, and of course your linebackers really came in and had a lot of pursuit on the running backs of Pilot Point in that first half. They really didn't move the ball too well, and then in the second half it seemed like they started going behind their big right tackle, weighs about 275 pounds, and they started running right most of the time and picking up some pretty good yardage. But I guess it was a matter of running you out of gas or something, just keep punching on you, and eventually it kind of, I guess, caught up to us.
Basically, that was it. It's just we've got 175, 180 pounders over there. Like you said, when Ivory Austin, 274 pounds, comes at you, and of course the other guys were out around 190, 200, they can just block down on you and kick you out. And of course, there were times when we weren't playing the correct technique and just letting that happen and not forcing. And when that happens, well, it just makes it easy for them. And that was the situation towards the fourth quarter.
Your quarterback ran the offense, I thought, very well, Wade Carson, and he got some very good play out of his receivers. I thought Scott Grogan, of course, Matt Cavender, all of them did an excellent job. Your running back, Michael Bailey, had a couple of times there where he looked like he was going to break for the big one, and your fullback, Norwood, all of them played pretty well, just couldn't get the points on the scoreboard.
Yes, you're exactly right. I think, when we went over there, we still had some inexperience on the line, and I think that they were really intimidated. And, I'd be scared blocking against Ivory Austin also, but, all we ask for a young men is to go out and hit them hard, whether you don't whip them or not. And I think, that was one cause of our running game not being that well the other night. But like you said, our receivers came through. I was very proud of our passing game. Wade Carson can throw as well as anyone. We give him the time. He's going to be an excellent quarterback, and he did a great job of throwing on the run and being pressured. And I think we're going to see some good things out of Wade.
All right, the S&S Rams, of course, they're 0-3-1, but they did pick up the tie last week against the White Right Tigers, 22-22, and looks like they may have their offense maybe on the right track, as I talked to Sam Parker a moment ago. And this is a team you can't take lightly, even though their record would indicate maybe that you should have maybe an easy time with this team, but that's not normally the case against S&S.
Also, you're right. If you go by the win-loss record, we're only half a game better than they are, being 1-3. So, we're going to look at each game as being a hard game and get after it. Even though they've got us picked over S&S, that's the first team we've been picked over all year. Well, we've had good practices, a lot of enthusiasm, and we're going at it. We have to go at it hard because we have no other chances. We've got to take care of our business, and this week will be the first chance that we start with taking care of our business, and we're going to do it.
Well, in talking to you last week, of course, after the ball game, even prior to the ball game, and also talking to Coach Jones of Pilot Point, he felt like if a team has 2 losses in this district, it may eliminate somebody, of course, and I would think the Bulldog strategy now is just to try to win the rest of the ball games, end up with that 1 loss to Pilot Point, and assure yourself of a playoff position. Now, that's easier said than done because the teams in this district, as indicated with the big win by Bells over Tom Bean, there's nothing really certain in this district.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's coming down to where Aubrey's tough, Callisburg is tough. Callisburg held Aubrey to no points the first 3 quarters, I believe, and Aubrey came back. But you're exactly right. Bells is a good team. They've got some good kids, and as well as anyone in the district can be beaten any Friday night. But we're going to take care of our business, and if we can do that and do what we're supposed to, well, we'll be assured at least of a tie.
All right, Coach. Any injuries for this ball game against S&S? The players that played last week maybe won't get to play this week, or if you got any of the injured back that didn't play last week?
Yes, sir. Really, Domingo Rivera was kind of injured before the Pilot Point game, and he's going to be back in full swing. And I guess if we had any type of moral victory, it was that we came out with no injuries after the Pilot Point game. So anytime you can do that without meet up against those big boys, well, you think you've done something, and we have no injuries, and everyone should be ready to go.
All right, well, Coach McQueen, thanks for being with us during our pregame show. Look forward to the tape delay broadcast of this ball game, and certainly it should be a good one.
Thank you, BK.
Okay, stay tuned. Coming up here in just a moment on AM 1500 KTXO, I'll have the starting lineup and the kickoff and the play-by-play broadcast. That's all coming up in just a moment. The Howe Bulldogs played the S&S Rams in a big district ball game. This morning, you'll hear the tape delay broadcast of that game in its entirety. And now, with the starting lineup and last night's play-by-play broadcast, here is Tommy Newsom.
Thank you, BK. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this tape delay broadcast of an 11-2A matchup between the Howe Bulldogs and the S&S Rams. Lineups for tonight's ball game, starting with the Howe Bulldog offense. Offensively leading the Bulldogs into action tonight, quarterback number 7, a 160-pound senior, Wade Carson. At fullback, a 185-pound senior, number 32, John Norwood. The tailback for the Bulldogs tonight, a 150-pound junior, number 15, Michael Bailey. The wingback for Howe, a 145-pound junior, number 11, Scott Krogan. The offensive line for the Howe Bulldogs tonight, at center, number 65, a 165-pound junior, Chris Hartwell. At left guard, a 175-pound senior, number 64, Kevin Gray. At right guard, a 165-pound senior, number 55, Gerard Powell. At right tackle for the Howe Bulldogs, a 200-pound junior, number 74, Trey Redmond. At left tackle, a 180-pound senior, number 70, Monty Brown. The tight end for the Howe Bulldogs tonight, number 24, 180-pound junior, Damian Horton. The split end for the Bulldogs tonight, a 145-pound senior, number 6, Joey McMillan. The other split end for the Bulldogs, number 16, a 150-pound senior, Matt Cavender. The wingback, number 11, a 145-pound junior, Scott Grogan. The defensive lineup tonight for the S&S Rams, at safety, number 20, a 140-pound senior, DJ Woody. At cornerback, a 140-pound senior, number 34, Kurt McQueen. And at cornerback, a number 130-pound senior, number 35, B.T. Petty. The inside linebackers tonight for the S&S Rams, a 150-pound senior, number 42, Chris O'Toole. The other inside linebacker, a 200-pound senior, number 57, Kevin Grissett. The outside linebackers for the S&S Rams tonight, number 12, a 150-pound sophomore, Denny Blankenship, and number 4, also a 150-pound junior, number 4, Clint McAdoo. The interior lineman for the S&S Rams tonight at tackle, a 265-pound senior, number 65, Chris Miles. The other tackle for the S&S Rams, a 170-pound sophomore, number 80, Steve Whitmire. The defensive ends for the S&S Rams tonight, a 180-pound junior, number 63, Ryan Smith, and a 205-pound sophomore, number 30, Brad Avery. Defensively tonight for the Howe Bulldogs, at left safety, number 11, a 145-pound junior, Scott Grogan. At right safety, a 160-pound senior, number 7, Wade Carson. The left and right cornerbacks are as follows. At left corner, a 150-pound senior, number 16, Matt Cavender. At right corner, a 165-pound senior, number 20, Sean Stevenson. The linebackers tonight for the Howe Bulldogs, a 200-pound junior, number 42, Monty Walker. A 175-pound senior, number 64, Kevin Gray, and a 185-pound senior, number 32, John Norwood. The interior lineman defensively for the Howe Bulldogs tonight, at left tackle, a 185-pound sophomore, number 66, Jason Mitchison, and right tackle, 170-pound senior, number 56, Daniel Williams. The two right ends for the Howe Bulldogs, a 165-pound senior, number 65, Chris Hartwell, and a 165-pound senior, number 55, Jerry Powell. Offensively for the S&S Rams, they'll be led tonight by 140-pound senior quarterback number 20, DJ Woody. At fullback, 150-pound senior number 42, Chris O'Toole. And at tailback, a 140-pound senior number 34, Kirk McQueen. The center tonight for the S&S Rams, number 64, a 165-pound senior, Donald Langford. The right guard, a 200-pound senior number 57, Kevin Grissett. The left guard, a 180-pound junior number 63, Ryan Smith. The tackles tonight for the S&S Rams, a 265 senior, number 65, Chris Miles at left tackle, and a 180-pound senior, number 66, Ryan Kennedy at right tackle. The tight end tonight for the S&S Rams, a 150-pound senior, number 88, Richie Griffin. The split end tonight for the Rams, a 145-pound junior, number 9, Chad Barrett. The wingback for the S&S Rams, number 4, a 155-pound junior, Clint McAdoo. And that's the starting lineup for tonight's ball game between the S&S Rams and the Howe Bulldogs. This being 11-2A action, brought to you tape delayed on 1500 KTXO in Sherman. And we'll be back with tonight's kickoff and the play-by-play after these messages. Number 9, Chad Barrett, preparing to kick off for the S&S Rams. He approaches the ball. The kick is deep. It's to the 20-yard line where number 11 will field it there for the Howe Bulldogs. He hands off to, I believe, number 34. That's Kirk McEwen. McEwen to the 25, almost to the 30-yard line. He's brought down by an S&S Ram there at the 25-yard line, and the Howe Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 on their own 24-yard line on the return by Kirk McEwen. Once again, the offensive lineup for the Howe Bulldogs tonight. At quarterback, number 7, Wade Carson. At fullback, number 32, John Norwood. The tailback, number 21, Michael Bailey. The center for the Bulldogs, number 65, Chris Hartwell. The Bulldogs come to the line of scrimmage as Wade Carson, the quarterback, number 7, brings them to the line. Norwood and Bailey in the backfield. Carson prepares to take the snap. Carson takes the snap from Hartwell, drops back the pass, wants to throw out in the flat to number 16, Scott Carson down to the 40, and finally brought down at the 45 by an S&S Ram defender. That's number 4, Clint McAdoo for S&S. And that's where the Howe Bulldogs will have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Check that, Matt Cavender on the reception for Howe. Matt Cavender on the reception for the Howe Bulldogs. Once again, the defensive alignment for the S&S Rams. The safety, number 20, DJ Woody. Cornerbacks, number 35, B.T. Betty, and number 34, Kurt McQueen. As Carson brings the Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage, and he drops back the pass once again here on 1st down. The pass intended there for number 16, Matt Cavender, incomplete at about the 55-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Howe Bulldogs. This once again being homecoming here at Howe with a great crowd on hand to watch the Bulldogs and S&S Rams play. These two teams fairly close to each other geographically. A good rivalry here in 11-2A matchup. Once again, the Howe Bulldogs to the line of scrimmage. Number 7, quarterback Wade Carson to take the snap from the center, Chris Hartwell. Carson once again back wants to pass the ball, and he's sacked at about the 40-yard line there by number 30, Brad Avery of S&S. Ball hits the ground, and S&S has recovered the fumble on the Howe Bulldog 40-yard line. Tough break there from the Bulldogs as quarterback Wade Carson drops back to pass, wants to throw the ball as he rolls out to the left side where number 30, Brad Avery, the 205-pound sophomore from S&S, is waiting there. Takes down Carson. Carson puts the ball on the ground, and S&S recovers at the 40-yard line. The offensive alignment for S&S in the backfield, number 20, quarterback DJ Woody, a 140-pound senior. Number 42, Chris O'Toole at fullback, a 150-pound senior, and tailback number 34, Kirk McEwen, a 140-pound senior. Woody brings the S&S Rams to the line of scrimmage for their first play as Woody wants to keep the ball on a quarterback sneak. The ball falls on the ground as it fumbled there by Woody. I don't not know if the officials are going to rule this one dead before the fumble occurred. I believe they are. No gain on the play there by Woody. Maybe a loss of 1 as the official spots the ball at the Howe Bulldog 41-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the S&S Rams. Once again, DJ Woody on the carry for the S&S Rams. Just a quarterback sneak up the middle, and was brought down before the fumble occurred, and it'll be the ball there. Woody once again brings the S&S Rams to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. Woody wants to pitch it. He's got number 34 on the quick pitch. He is hammered in the backfield for about a 6-yard loss. That pitch went to number 34, Kirk McQueen. A whole group of Howe Bulldog defenders on the play, led by number 55, Jerry Powell, and number 65, Chris Hartwell for the Howe Bulldogs. Great defensive pursuit there as S&S ran the option play to the right side and managed to lose about 6 yards on the play and bring up 3rd and 15, 3rd and a long 15 for S&S. DJ Woody once again under center. He wants to take the ball. He's going to go on a quarterback sneak and only able to gain about 2 yards. So that'll bring up 4th down on the Howe Bulldog 44-yard line. Check that 45-yard line as the official spots the ball. And S&S will be forced to punt here where their first drive is stalled and their first offensive series ends up in a punt. Back deep to punt for the S&S Rams, number 20, DJ Woody. And back to receive for Howe Bulldogs, number 34. That's John Norwood, check that, John Norwood. The ball is punted. It's a long punt, and the number 11 for Howe number 11 for Howe, Scott Grogan, a 145-pound junior, will receive the ball at his 15-yard line where he will down it there, and the Howe Bulldogs will take over. We'll be right back after these announcements from our sponsors. Once again at Howe Bulldog Stadium, as Howe quarterback Wade Carlson takes the ball from center, hands off to the first back through. That's number 32, John Norwood, the 185-pound senior. Norwood takes the ball down for about a 2-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 at the Howe Bulldog 17-yard line. Once again, both teams have had the ball in their possession one time. The Howe Bulldogs with the first time turning the ball over on a fumble, and then the S&S Rams forced a punt after 3 downs. The quarterback, Wade Carson, for the Howe Bulldogs, brings his team to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 men out wide. As Carson takes the snap from center, he's going to hand off to the first back through. That's number 21, Michael Bailey. Bailey gains about 7 on the play as he's downed at about the 27-yard line by a host of S&S Ram defenders, led there by number 20, DJ Woody. And that is going to bring up third and a short 1 or 2 yards. I believe that the officials are going to have to mark the ball and then check. And as the mark goes, the officials rule it a first down for the Howe Bulldogs. So Howe Bulldogs with their first down of the night, or excuse me, their second first down of the night on a play, a handoff to Michael Bailey, the 150-pound junior tailback, as Wade Carson brings his Howe Bulldog team back to the line of scrimmage. Carson once again hands off the second back through. That's that's Bailey. Bailey picks up about 6 on the play as he's brought down by number 4 from the S&S Rams. That is Clint McAdoo. Clint McAdoo on the tackle for S&S, but not before Bailey can pick up about 4 more yards on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and about 6 for the Howe Bulldogs on their own 38-yard line. Excuse me, check that, 34-yard line. Once again, Wade Carson behind Chris Hartwell brings his Howe Bulldogs to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 split out. Carson takes the snap, and it's a fumble. The ball is put on the ground where it will be ruled dead there. Carson, it looks like just a miscue on the snap, and Wade Carson very objectively picking the ball back up. The Howe Bulldogs maintain possession there on that play. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6 for the Howe Bulldogs, as S&S Ram defense holding tough here after a first down by Howe, the second first down of the evening. Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. Chris Hartwell, the center, Kevin Gray, the left guard, Jared Powell, the right guard. Carson takes the ball from center, hands off second back through. That's Michael Bailey. Bailey down to the 40, the 45, finally brought down at the 50-yard line after a gain of about 20 yards on the play by number 20 there, DJ Woody of the S&S Rams. Woody, a solo tackle. If Bailey could have gotten through that one, that would have been a touchdown all the way. A gain of about 17 on the play brings up first down and 10 at Howe's 47-yard line. First big play of the game there on a handoff from Wade Carson to Michael Bailey, as Howe back to the line of scrimmage, 1 back in the backfield. Number 32, John Norwood. Carson back to pass, rolls to the left, wants to throw, has a man downfield, and then in and out of his hands out of number 16, Matt Cavender, the intended receiver there, as Wade Carson rolls to the right. Good pass. Cavender just could not hold on to the ball as he stepped out of bounds, and it was ruled an incomplete pass. So that'll bring up 2nd down and still 10 to go for the Howe Bulldogs at their own 47-yard line. Howe showing a very diverse offense here tonight as they've both run the ball and thrown the ball extremely often. Of course, Carson, the quarterback for the Howe Bulldogs, the 2 men in the backfield, John Norwood, Michael Bailey. Carson back to the line of scrimmage with Bailey and Norwood in the backfield. He wants to hand off, and he does, and that's the first back through, number 32, John Norwood. Norwood able to pick up about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 for the Howe Bulldogs. Big 3rd down here, as this has been the most substantial drive for Howe thus far in the game, with 6:15 remaining in the first quarter. Of course, the score here 0-0. This 11-2A matchup between the Howe Bulldogs and the S&S Rams. Carson back to the line of scrimmage with his Howe Bulldog team. 2 men in the backfield, that's Norwood and Bailey. 1 man split out, that's number 16, Matt Cavender. Carson wants to pass, rolls right, throws long. He's got Cavender, and Cavender overthrown by about 2 steps, but Cavender was wide open all the way at about the 20-yard line as Carson just rolled to the left and then overthrew him. That's going to bring up 4th and a long 6 for the Howe Bulldogs, and I believe they're going to be forced to punt here as S&S able to stop a drive that seemed to be potentially positive for the Howe Bulldogs as they took over the ball at their own 25-yard line and drove down to the S&S Bulldog 48, and they're going to be forced to punt there. Back deep to punt for the Howe Bulldogs, that's number 42, Monty Walker, and receiving the ball for S&S Rams, I believe, is number 34, and he's going to take the ball at about the 20-yard line and he's going to have a little running room there as he's going to pick up only about 2 yards, where number 82 for the Howe Bulldogs is down there to make the stop. That's Todd Ray with the excellent open field tackle there on number 34, who was returning the punt, Kurt McEwen for the S&S Rams, and S&S is going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Once again, the offensive linemen line up for the S&S Rams at left tackle Chris Miles, left guard Ryan Smith, the center Donald Langford, the right guard Kevin Grissett, the right tackle Ryan Kennedy, and the tight end Richie Griffin. Quarterback DJ Woody brings his S&S Rams to the line of scrimmage, 2 men in the backfield. He's going to hand off to the first man through. That's number 42, the fullback Chris O'Toole. O'Toole only able to pick up about 2 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 for S&S. Excellent drive, as we saw previously by the Howe Bulldogs, was stalled on about the 48-yard line by the S&S Rams. The first big drive of the game by Howe, as we saw the quarterback Wade Carson throwing the ball excellently, and as well as the two running backs Norwood and Bailey for Howe running the ball well as well. Once again, DJ Woody for S&S brings the ball back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to take the ball and hand off to the second back through this time. That's number 34, Kirk McQueen. And McQueen, a 140-pound senior, able to pick up about 6 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and a short 2 yards for the S&S Rams. A big play here if S&S is wanting to keep their offensive unit on the field and give that defensive unit a little bit of time to rest up, as this will be the first down by S&S in the ball game tonight. Substitution for S&S, number 30, coming into the ball game, and that is Brad Avery for the S&S Rams. Once again, DJ Woody brings his team to the line of scrimmage, and Woody's going to call for a timeout here as he brought his team to the line of scrimmage, saw something he didn't like, and he's going to walk over to the sideline to talk to the coach about that. And we have a timeout, and we're going to take that timeout to listen to our fine sponsors who are bringing you to this tape-delayed broadcast of the Howe Bulldog S&S football game. And we'll be back right after these messages. In the background, we've got 4:29 left in the first quarter. The score 0-0. S&S 3rd and about 2 on their own 25-yard line. DJ Woody brings his team to the line of scrimmage, and he hands off to number 34, the tailback, Kirk McQueen. McQueen able to pick up only about a half a yard on the play. Not enough for the first down. So the S&S Rams once again are going to be forced to punt here. Back to punt, the quarterback, DJ Woody, to punt for the Rams, and he's standing at about his own 10-yard line. So the Howe Bulldogs should get good field position out of this one. Back to receive the punt from Howe is number 11, Scott Grogan. Grogan's going to call for the fair catch at about the 36-yard line, where he does catch the ball there, and so the Howe Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Excellent punt that time by the quarterback, DJ Woody for S&S, as he does get the S&S defense out of some trouble as he puts Howe back in their own territory at about the 36-yard line, and that's where Wade Carson will take over the quarterback for the Howe Bulldogs. Once again, split in Matt Cavender and Joey McMillan, the fullback and tailback, John Norwood and Michael Bailey. Carson brings his Howe Bulldogs to the line of scrimmage. Norwood and Bailey in the backfield, split out Scott Grogan. Carson rolls to the left, wants to pitch the ball, but holds on to it as he is able to gain about 4 yards on the play. And there he's brought down by number 20, DJ Woody for the S&S Rams. Woody all over the field tonight. He's playing quarterback, he's punting the ball, and he's been the main man on defense as he's been in most of those tackles. But Carson able to pick up about 4 yards on the quarterback sweep that time to the left side. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 8 for the Howe Bulldogs. Carson once again brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. 3 backs in the backfield this time. That's John Norwood, Michael Bailey, and Scott Grogan. Carson takes the ball and hands off to the second back through, Michael Bailey. Bailey gains about 2 yards on the play for the Howe Bulldogs, but we have a flag on that play, and we're going to have to wait for the official decision on that. It's going to be illegal procedure against the Bulldogs. I believe the wingback that time might have started a little early, and we're going to have a legal procedure on the Bulldogs, on the Howe Bulldogs, and that's going to bring that play back. We're awaiting the decision by S&S whether they're going to take or decline the penalty. If they take the penalty, it'll bring up 2nd down and about 10. If they decline it, it'll be a 3rd and a short 6. So they're going to take the penalty and check that. It's going to be 2nd down and about 11 yards for the Howe Bulldogs as Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, 2 backs. Check that, 2 backs in the backfield. That's number 32, John Norwood, and number 47. Or check that, 42. It's Chris O'Toole. Wade Carson rolls out to the right side, keeps the ball. He's to the 45, the 50, the 55, the 40, And now he's down to the S&S Bulldog 34-yard line as Wade Carson just takes the ball on the right side of quarterback sweep. Exact play we saw about 2 plays ago, except to the opposite side. Carson just able to take the ball, run the ball down the field, and we've got Howe Bulldogs in field position here, the best field position of the game, as they are 1st and 10 on the S&S 34-yard line. Once again, the lineup for the S&S Rams at linebacker: Chris O'Toole, Kevin Grissett, Clint McAdoo, and Denny Blankenship. Once again, Carson back to the line of scrimmage, 2 backs in the backfield. That's John Norwood and number 42, Chris O'Toole. Carson takes the snap and hands off to the first back through, number 42, Chris O'Toole. O'Toole able to gain about 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 at the S&S Ram 32-yard line. Once again, Howe Bulldogs using all 3 of their backs, John Norwood, Michael Bailey, and number 42, Chris O'Toole, here tonight as they're running the ball well. Of course, the big back, Wade Carson, with the big rush there to put Howe in good field position on the S&S 34-yard line. Wade Carson back to the ball, 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to hand off to the wing back on a little reverse play. That's number 10. Check that. Number, I'm trying to find out the number here, number 10, and I'm not showing, check that, number 10, Michael Ross on the play for the Howe Bulldogs. I was inadvertently looking at the wrong roster there, but number 10, excellent, a little reverse there as he gains about 4 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6, or excuse me, check that, 3rd and about 4 on the S&S 28-yard line, as Carson just takes the ball and then quickly pitches back to the first back in the backfield, number 34, Doug Ogle. Ogle sacked in the backfield by the S&S Rams. Number 20, DJ Woody on the play, as well as number 57, Kevin Grissett. Excellent play, excellent read there by the S&S Rams as they read the quick pitch very well, able to make Howe lose about 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and a long 7 as Howe is going to go for this. Their best field position of the night, of course, they're on the S&S 32-yard line. Wade Carson brings his team to the line of scrimmage, 2 backs in the backfield. That's John Norwood and number 34 for Howe. As Carson goes long, the intended receiver, number 6, Joey McMillan. McMillan down there, but Carson unable to reach him at the goal line as the ball falls short, and the ball is going to go over now on downs to the S&S Rams. So the S&S Rams will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line, and we'll be back right after these messages. We're back to play here with 1:02 left in the first quarter. The score, of course, 0-0, S&S Rams and Howe Bulldogs. Quarterback DJ Woody back to pass. He's got a receiver downfield at the 50-yard line. He catches the ball, and it goes to the 55, the 60, the 40-yard line of the Howe Bulldogs, where he connects there with number 4, Clint McAdoo, on the reception for the S&S Rams from DJ Woody. Excellent play there, biggest play of the night from the S&S Rams, as the S&S Rams now have the football in their best field position on the Howe Bulldog 42-yard line, 1st and 10. The clock winding down now with 54, 53, 52 seconds to play here in the first half. Quarterback DJ Woody back to the line of scrimmage, 2 backs in the backfield, Chris O'Toole and Kirk McQueen. Woody wants to pitch, the pitches to the first man back. That's number 34, Kirk McQueen. McQueen able to get about 2 yards to the Howe Bulldog 40-yard line, where he is stopped there by number 64, Kevin Gray, and number 66, Jason Mitchison. So that'll bring up 2nd and 8 on the Howe Bulldog 38-yard line. S&S with their best field position here as the clock continues to run with 20 seconds left in the first half. I believe S&S is going to get one more playoff before time expires and we go to the second quarter of this football game. Once again, DJ Woody brings his team to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield, Chris O'Toole and Kirk McQueen. Woody takes the ball, and it's a fumble. It's going to be Howe Bulldog football as Woody unable to handle the snap. It goes between his legs. Howe Bulldogs very quickly onto that football. Recovered there by number 32, John Norwood, and a host of Howe Bulldogs. So the first positive drive there by the S&S Rams that we see tonight on a long pass from DJ Woody to their wide receiver there, Clint McAdoo, is foiled as Woody unable to handle the snap, and the Howe Bulldogs will take over at their own 43-yard line. Once again, Wade Carson up to line of scrimmage, 2 backs in the backfield. Carson wants to pitch. He does to the first back through. That's Michael Bailey. Bailey able to break a few tackles and stumbles down from the 45 to 50 to the 52-yard line, where he is finally stopped on a shoestring tackle. Boy, Bailey almost broke another one there tonight, folks. And that's going to run out the time in the first quarter, and with no time to play in the first quarter as we go into the second quarter, the score here, Howe 0, S&S 0. It's going to be Howe Bulldog football first, and check that, second and about 2 on their own 50 on the S&S 49-yard line. We'll be back right after these messages. Carson brings his team to the line of scrimmage and hands off to the first back through. That's fullback number 32, John Norwood. Norwood able to gain about 3 yards on the play with enough for a first down. A big first down there by the Howe Bulldogs, as they will have the ball first and 10 at the S&S Ram 44-yard line. Check that, number 30 on the run there for the Howe Bulldogs. That's Robert Arizamendi on the run there. Carson brings his team back to line of scrimmage. Arizamendi and number 21, Michael Bailey in the backfield. Carson wants to give. He gives to Bailey. Bailey up the middle and able to gain about 6 yards on the play as he's brought down by number 65, Chris Miles, and number 4, Clinton McAdoo of the S&S Rams at the S&S 39-yard line, where it will be 2nd and 4 for the Howe Bulldogs. Howe here, they're a good drive here as they've been able to run the ball well with Michael Bailey and penetrate into S&S good field position as Carson brings his team back to line of scrimmage. He wants to throw the ball. He's got a receiver downfield. That's number 10 for the Howe Bulldogs, Michael Ross. Ross unable to catch the ball as it was overthrown a couple of yards there, but he was well covered on the play by number 20 for the S&S Rams, DJ Woody. Woody, of course, the quarterback for the Rams and playing very well tonight on defense as well. Once again, Wade Carson brings his team to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. Split out wide, number 6, Joey McMillan for the Howe Bulldogs. As Carson wants to throw again, he drops back. He's got number 20 downfield, and he bobbles the ball and then catches it for a good catch there and is able to gain about 2 yards, enough for the first down for the Howe Bulldogs. That's Sean Stevenson on the reception for Howe, so that'll bring up another first down. I believe it's going to depend a lot on the official spot, as they're going to spot the ball and then they may have to measure it. I believe they are going to call that a 4th down. It's going to be 4th and just a couple of inches here for the Howe Bulldogs on the S&S 34-yard line. I believe that Howe will go for this one here. It's good field position. We've got 10:33 left in the first half of this ball game. Of course, the score 0-0, and yes, the Howe Bulldogs are going to go for this as Wade Carson brings his team to the line of scrimmage. 3 backs in the backfield. He's going to give to number 21, Aaron Mendez, and he's down to about the 25-yard line. Great run there. Check that, number 21, Michael Bailey on the play for the Howe Bulldogs, as he gains about 6 on the play, well enough for the first down, and it's going to be 1st and 10, Howe at the S&S 25-yard line. Big play there by Howe, probably the biggest down of the night, as we've got 10 minutes left here in the first half. It was 4th and about 2 inches. Wade Carson handed off to Michael Bailey, the second back through, and he was able to gain 6. Plenty for the first down as Howe's got the ball on the 25-yard line of S&S, and they're threatening to score here. Once again, Carson in the backfield takes the ball and hands off to the number 11. That's Scott Grogan for the Howe Bulldogs, and he's able to pick up about 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line now of the S&S Rams. Howe with their first threat of scoring in this football game as they just run the ball down the throats of the S&S Rams. S&S defense doing a good job, but this Howe Bulldog team a lot bigger and looks like a lot stronger at this point than the S&S Rams. Once again, Carson to the line of scrimmage. He's going to throw. He's going to roll out to his left side and throw downfield. He's got a man down there. That's number 42, Monty Walker for the Howe Bulldogs, but Walker unable to catch the ball, was underthrown by a couple of feet, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Howe Bulldogs. Probably the biggest play of the game coming up here on 3rd down is Howe needs to convert this into a first and put some points on the board here, as they've got excellent field position the best of the game on the S&S 20-yard line. Of course, the score once again 0-0 with about 9 minutes left in the first half. Once again, Carson back to the line of scrimmage. Got 2 backs in the backfield. He drops straight back. He wants to throw. He's got a little time. He's got a good rush there by the S&S. He's going to take the ball and run it himself. Runs the ball, able to gain about 2 yards. He's down to the S&S 16-yard line. Not enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and about 2. And this may be field goal time for Howe Bulldogs. We'll see if the Howe coach wants to put 3 points on the board here instead of going for that crucial 2 yards to get a first, as I believe his field goal unit is on the field. Once again, the coach, Joey McQueen, for the Howe Bulldogs, as he's going to put number 11 out there, Scott Grogan, to check that, number 42, Monty Walker, to attempt the field goal. Bad snap as Grogan has to fumble with the ball and puts it on the ground and then picks it back up. No chance for the field goal as he is taken down about 11 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Field goal is muffed there by the Howe Bulldogs on a bad snap, and S&S is going to take over. Boy, they dodged a bullet there as they're going to take over on their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Of course, Howe with the first opportunity to score as they drove the ball down inside the 25-yard line of S&S, where a field goal attempt was missed on a bad snap, and S&S is going to take over there, and we'll be back right after these messages. For this 11-2A matchup between the Howe Bulldogs and the S&S Rams, the Rams have the ball at their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10. DJ Woody, the quarterback for S&S, brings his team to the line of scrimmage. He takes the snap and drops back. He wants to throw. He's got number 88 tight end Richie Griffin across the middle. The pass is overthrown and Griffin unable to catch it. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 at the S&S 29-yard line. Once again, if you missed it earlier, just now joined us, Howe with a chance to score and missed a field goal attempt with a bad snap. The score 0-0 still here in the first half. Once again, DJ Woody, the line of scrimmage, pitches back to number 34, Kirk McQueen. McQueen on the carry, able to pick up about 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Check that, 3rd and 4 for the S&S Rams at their own 36-yard line. Once again, the offensive alignment for the S&S Rams at left tackle, Chris Miles, left guard, Ryan Smith, center, Donald Langford, the right guard, Kevin Grissett, the right tackle, Ryan Kennedy, quarterback, DJ Woody, fullback, Chris O'Toole, the tailback, Kirk McQueen, the split end, Chad Barrett, and the tight end, Richie Griffin, wingback, Clint McAdoo. Once again, DJ Woody, the quarterback for the S&S Rams, brings his team to the line of scrimmage, 2 backs in the backfield, Chris O'Toole and Kirk McQueen. Woody takes the ball and cannot handle the snap as the ball falls onto the turf, and then there he is able to recover the fumble, so it's going to bring up 4th and a long 4 for the S&S Rams. They're likely to see him punt here as they've got the ball down in their own territory at about the 35-yard line, as DJ Woody will set up to punt for S&S, and I believe number 11, that's Scott Grogan, will be back along with number 24, Damian Horton, for the Howe Bulldogs to receive the punt. DJ Woody back to punt. Number 34 also for the Howe Bulldogs, Doug Ogle, back to receive the kick. And the kick is going to go to Ogle at the 40-yard line, where he fair catches it there and downs it at about the 46 of Howe. So Howe will take over with good field position on their own 46-yard line after S&S has forced the punt from their own 32. A short punt there as the wind got under a little bit. A short punt. Ogle able to come up and make a good catch on it. Fair catch and down the ball with good field position there at the Howe 45-yard line. Once again, the quarterback for the Howe Bulldogs, Wade Carson, brings his team to the line of scrimmage behind left tackle Monty Brown, left guard Kevin Gray, center Chris Hartwell, Jared Powell, the right guard, and right tackle Trey Redmond. Carson back. He wants to throw the ball on 1st down. He's got a man downfield. That's number 24, Damian Horton. Horton unable to come up with the pass as the ball is thrown out of bounds, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 as Howe comes up and throws the ball here on 1st down. Once again, the front lineup for the S&S Rams, at tackle Chris Miles, Steve Whitmire, the other tackle, the defensive ends Ryan Smith and Brad Avery. Wade Carson once again brings his team to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. That's number 21, Michael Bailey, number 32, John Norwood. Scott Grogan, the wingback, split out here to the right side as he hands off to the first back through. That's Michael Bailey. Bailey down to the 50, the 55. Check that, the 45, and finally stopped there by an S&S Ram defender. I believe that's number 63 on the play for S&S, and that will be Ryan Smith on the tackle for the S&S Rams. But Bailey able to pick up enough for the 1st down and penetrate into S&S Ram territory as it's going to be 1st and 10 at the S&S 44-yard line for the Howe Bulldogs. Once again, Howe just having a good running game on the ground as they're able to drive the ball down the field well on these S&S Rams. Once again, Wade Carson, quarterback, number 7, brings the ball line of scrimmage. He hands off to Bailey once again. Bailey hit hard about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage there by number 57 of the S&S Rams. And that is going to be Kevin Grissett. Hit hard there on Bailey as Bailey stopped for only about a 2-yard gain there. Grissett, the big offensive lineman and linebacker for the S&S Rams. Excellent defensive play there by Grissett. Wade Carson back on the ball for the Howe Bulldogs as he brings them line of scrimmage. He's going to drop back. He wants to throw. He's got a man downfield. That's number 16, Matt Cavender, but Cavender unable to come up with the ball as it just went through his hands there, and that's going to bring up a big 3rd down. Howe Bulldogs here at the S&S 44-yard line. Once again, excellent pass there by Wade Carson, the young man from Howe, just unable to come up with the reception. Chris Hartwell brings his team back to the line of scrimmage with Wade Carson at quarterback. 2 men in the backfield, 1 man split out wide. Carson wants to throw. It looks like it could be a muff play, but Carson rolls to the right. He's able to run the ball. He's got some running room. He's down to the 40, the 35, the 30-yard line, and then he's tackled out of bounds by the S&S defender, and we have a yellow flag on the play, and that's going to be a costly penalty there by S&S. I believe we're going to have a personal foul there against an S&S Ram, but Carson just rolling out on a play that looked like it could have been a misfire on the fact of the Howe Bulldogs. Carson finally just rolled out to his right side, was able to pick up about 15 yards, enough for the first down, and then as he went out of bounds, an S&S man inadvertently hit him, and we have a flag on the play, and it's going to be a big gain for the Howe Bulldogs, as they're going to have 1st and 10 at the S&S 21-yard line. And I'll tell you something, those penalties will cost you every time, because you see a defensive unit able to stop a team and slow down an offense, but those 15-yard penalties will hurt you big, because Howe's got the ball now, and they've got good field position at the 21-yard line. I believe we're going to have some kind of discussion on the field with the officials as the Howe Bulldogs come to the line of scrimmage, and with that, we're going to take another timeout, and we'll be back with Howe Bulldog football. The score was 6:07 left in the first half, 0-0. And he wants to throw, and he's got number 44, James Fullencheck, out in the flat, and he's going to throw to Fullencheck, where Fullencheck catches the ball and is brought down there immediately by an S&S defender. I believe that's number 57, Kevin Grissett, on the play there, the linebacker for S&S. And that's going to be a loss of about 2 on the play by Howe Bulldogs. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line of S&S. Once again, Wade Carson brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Carson hands off to the second back there. That's 21, Michael Bailey. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 15, the 10, and he's finally brought down by number 20, an S&S defender. That's DJ Woody. But before he can gain about 15 yards on the play. And we have yellow flags once again, as I believe S&S is going to be called for a face mask here. Yes, a face mask on S&S, another costly penalty. As Carson handed off to Michael Bailey, Bailey almost broke it. DJ Woody with a touchdown-saving tackle there, and it's going to be called, I believe, with the inadvertent face mask. We're going to have to see where they mark this one off. But with the play, it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line, and they're going to add a little bit onto that one. So this is going to be a big gain here for Howe Bulldogs, as they're back in scoring territory, and they're threatening right here. The official marks the ball. He takes it 5 more yards deeper into S&S territory, where he's going to mark it off at the 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Howe Bulldogs at the 6-yard line. Howe immediately going to the line of scrimmage after the penalty. Wade Carson, the quarterback, John Norwood and Michael Bailey in the backfield. Carson gets over center, Chris Hartwell. He takes the ball and he hands off to the first back through. I believe that's number 32, John Norwood. Norwood unable to gain any on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal at the original line of scrimmage, which is the 6-yard line. Another costly penalty by the S&S Rams, as Howe is able to get the ball in S&S Ram territory there, and it's threatening to score once again. Of course, if you missed it earlier, Howe missed the opportunity to score as they missed a field goal on a bad snap. Back to play, though. Wade Carson brings his team to the line of scrimmage. He's going to roll out to the right side. He's going to pitch back to number 21, Michael Bailey. Bailey there unable to get any yardage, as number 57, the 200-pound senior Kevin Grissett, is there for the S&S Rams to hammer Bailey at the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 6. And I'll tell you, the S&S Ram defense is really showing me something here. They've stopped Howe on the 6-yard line 3 consecutive plays. The big man, 200-pound senior Kevin Grissett, of course, the key on that play for the S&S Rams. Back to play. Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to hand off once again to number 21, Michael Bailey, who is only able to pick up about 4 yards on the play, but that's going to be enough to get the Howe Bulldogs down to about the 3-yard line, where it's going to bring up a big 4th down here at the 3-yard line. And once again, the Howe Bulldogs have a decision to make here. If they're going to go for the touchdown, they're 3 yards away from the end zone, or if they're going to try the field goal here. Of course, Joey McLean, the Howe Bulldog football coach, and I think he's going to elect here to go for the touchdown, as Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield, Michael Bailey and John Norwood. Carson takes it. He's going to have the second back through. That's Bailey. Bailey's into the end zone for a touchdown. Howe Bulldogs put the first points on the board here tonight as they go in for 6. As Wade Carson hands off to the second back through. That's number 21, the 150-pound junior, Michael Bailey. And Bailey puts the first points on the Howe Bulldogs with 3:48 left in the first half. It's 6-0 Howe, as they're going to try for the extra point. Back to kick for the Howe Bulldogs. Number 42, Monty Walker. Holding there is number 11. And Monty Walker puts it through the uprights. The point after is good, and we've got a 7-0 Howe Bulldog football game with 3:48 left here in the first half. If you missed the scoring play, it was a 2-yard run by Michael Bailey from quarterback Wade Carson. 6-0. Monty Walker adds the extra point, and we've got a 7-0 ball game. And we'll be back with the kickoff after these messages. Bulldogs lead this one 7-0. Number 74, Trey Dedman, to kick off for the Howe Bulldogs. Back deep to receive for S&S. Number 34, Kirk McEwen. As Dedman kicks off, he's going to kick it deep. McEwen's going to field the ball at about his own 10-yard line where he fumbles it there. He's able to pick it back up and run. He's able to gain 5 to the 20, out to the, and then he's tackled at the 18-yard line there by a host of Howe Bulldogs, but almost a potentially deadly play there by the S&S Ram as number 34, Kirk McEwen, fielded the ball at his own 10-yard line where he inadvertently fumbled it, was able to pick it back up. Once again, the offensive alignment for the S&S Rams at quarterback DJ Woody, at fullback Chris O'Toole, and at tailback number 34, Kirk McQueen. The Howe Bulldog front line on defense, Jason Mitchison, Daniel Williams, Chris Hartwell, and Jerry Powell. As DJ Woody brings his team to the line of scrimmage, 2 backs in the backfield, he's going to hand off to the first back through, and there's nowhere to go for him. That's number 34, Kirk McQueen. McQueen on the carry there. Check that, number 42, Chris O'Toole on the carry there for the S&S Rams, as he's able to gain no yardage and maybe lose a couple, as it's going to bring up 2nd down and 11 for the S&S Rams at their own 16-yard line. Excellent play there by number 64, the nose guard, Kevin Gray of the Howe Bulldogs. He's a 175-pound senior. Once again, S&S back to the line of scrimmage. DJ Woody behind center, Donald Langford, as he brings his team to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to pitch to the second back. That's number 42, Chris O'Toole. O'Toole able to gain about 6 yards down to the 23-yard line. Not enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. But S&S able to gain a few yards that time as DJ Woody pitches back to number 42, Chris O'Toole, as he goes around the right side and is able to pick up about 6. We've got 3rd and 5 here for the S&S Rams as the ball is spotted at their own 24-yard line. S&S making some offensive changes here. Number 57 coming in for them, Kevin Grissett, the right guard. He started this ball game. I think he might have just had to have a breather there as he's been playing extremely well on defense, but he's back in the ball game for S&S as DJ Woody brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. Woody wants to pitch. He pitches once again to number 42, Chris O'Toole, who goes around the left side, but there's no room there this time as a host of Howe Bulldogs are on the play, led by number 32, John Norwood, and number 56, Daniel Williams. 55, Jerry Powell on the play as well, as that's going to bring up 3rd down. A big 3rd down here for the S&S Rams, 3rd and about 5, as the ball is spotted once again at the original line of scrimmage, their 24-yard line. I believe we've got a timeout on the field with 2 minutes left here in the first half. The Howe Bulldogs on top by a score of 7-0 on a 2-yard run by Michael Bailey with 3:48 left in this half, and we've got a timeout. And with that, we're going to take a radio timeout to play with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half of the game. Number 20, DJ Woody, back to punt for the S&S Rams. Number 11 there to receive the kick, Scott Grogan from Howe, and he's unable to catch the punt as it is a squibbed punt on the part of Woody. The punt's going to land at about the 50-yard line, and that's where Howe's going to take over. It's down there by number 57 of the S&S Rams, Kevin Grissett. So the Howe Bulldogs will take over with 2:02 left in this first half at the S&S Ram 47-yard line. Once again, Wade Carson brings his Howe Bulldog team to the line of scrimmage. 1 back in the backfield. That's number 32, John Norwood. As we're waiting for the chains here to be set and play to resume. Back to the line of scrimmage with Carson and Norwood. Carson takes the ball. He wants to pass. He drops back. He rolls to the left side. He's got a man downfield. That's number 6, Joey McMillan. The ball barely overthrown there as McMillan was open. Number 20 on the play, DJ Woody for the S&S Rams, but the ball just overthrown there by Wade Carson. Carson to go to the sideline here as the Howe Bulldogs trying to put something together very quickly with 1 minute and 58 seconds left in the first half. And the score being, of course, 7-0 in favor of Howe. Once again, that defensive alignment for the S&S Rams on the front four, Brad Avery, Chris Miles, Steve Whitmire, and Ryan Smith, as Chris Hartwell and Wade Carson bring the Howe Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Carson wants to throw once again as he drops straight back in the pocket. He's got a man out to the flat. I believe that's number 42, And that's going to be Monty Walker. Monty Walker with the reception, only able to gain about 3 yards on the little screen pass, as the S&S Rams, number 57, Kevin Grissett, and number 42, Chris O'Toole, along with DJ Woody, defending that extremely well. I believe that that's just one of those things that probably the S&S coaches have seen game film of the Howe Bulldogs, and they've seen that play run before, and they're running defense against that one very well, as Wade Carson just throws out into the flat and only able to gain about 1 yard on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Howe Bulldogs. Once again, Wayne Carson backs the pass. He's got 2 men in the backfield. He wants to throw, and he's rolling to the right side as he throws downfield. He's got a man down there, and that's number 10 for the Howe Bulldogs, and that's Michael Ross. And Ross catches the ball at about the 15-yard line. There's no one around. He goes all the way in for the touchdown, and we've got a score as Wade Carson throws the ball 48 yards, touchdown pass to number 10. That's Michael Ross, the 160-pound senior, on a touchdown play there with 1 minute and 39 seconds left in the half. And that makes the score 13-0 in favor of the Howe Bulldogs. Number 42, Monty Walker, in to add the extra point. Holding for him, number 11, Scott Grogan. The center, number 65, Chris Hartwell, to snap back to Grogan as Grogan puts the ball down, and number 42, Monty Walker, puts it right through the uprights, and we've got a 14-0 ball game in favor of the Howe Bulldogs. So with 1 minute and 39 seconds left in the first half, it's 14-0 Howe. We'll be back right after these messages. As the Howe Bulldogs lead the S&S Rams by a score of 14-0. On the previous play, it was a punt. DJ Woody back to receive the punt, fumbled the ball, and then was able to get on his own fumble and recover it. But there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called against the S&S Rams, so that brought up 1st and 15. On the ensuing play, DJ Woody dropped back to pass for S&S and was unable to complete the pass, and we've got a 2nd and 15 situation here at S&S's own 7-yard line. DJ Woody brings his team back to the ball as he takes the ball, and then he wants to hand off to the second back through, and that's going to be Chris O'Toole, I believe, number 42, taking the ball for S&S, and he's unable to pick up any yardage, so it's going to bring up a big 3rd down here, as he might have lost a couple, and it's going to be 3rd and 17 to go on S&S's own 4-yard line. S&S in a big hole here, of course, with the punt that was fielded on the 10-yard line, and then the unsportsmanlike penalty call. I think that it might have just been a little extracurricular activity there after the play. The flag was thrown way after the whistle was blown, and S&S has got themselves into a hole here, and if they can't come up with a big 3rd down, 3rd and 21 to go, if they can't come up with a big one, then Howe's going to get the ball in good field position. DJ Woody under center as the Howe right guard, I believe, the S&S right guard on that play inadvertently moved, and we're going to have another penalty against S&S, and that's just going to put them further back with 3rd and 20. I believe it's going to be 3rd and 23 to go, as they're going to mark it halfway to the goal line. The ball, of course, starting out on the 3, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 23 to go for the S&S Rams. DJ Woody brings his Rams back to the line of scrimmage. A big 3rd down needed here as the 2 backs, Chris O'Toole and Kirk McQueen, stand in their own end zone. Woody takes the ball, and it's going to be a quick kick as the ball has gone to Chris O'Toole, number 42, and he kicks it, and it's going to be squibbed. It's going to bounce around, and it's going to end up at about the 42-yard line as it's down there by number 42, Chris O'Toole. Check that. Number 23, I believe, was the S&S Ram, Kenneth Garland, who kicked that one for S&S. S&S, of course, with a big 3rd and 23 to go on their own 2-yard line, electing for the quick kick where Woody just pitched the ball back to Garland where he would kick it, and it's going to be Howe Bulldog football on the S&S 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Wade Carlson brings his Howe Bulldogs to the line of scrimmage. He drops back on 1st down, and he wants to throw again. He's being rushed there. He's got a man downfield. That's number 10, Michael Ross, but Ross unable to come up with it. Big rush on the play by number 63, Ryan Smith of the Rams, putting pressure on Carson, who unable to complete the pass to number 10, Michael Ross. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Howe Bulldogs at the S&S 43-yard line. Carson once again brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. John Norwood and Michael Bailey in the backfield for the Bulldogs. Carson's going to pitch back to number 21, Bailey, and that's going to be a pass, or maybe ruled a fumble. I don't know what the officials are going to rule it, but Bailey unable to hold on to that quick pitch, and it is going to be ruled a forward pass, and it's going to be S&S. S&S is going to take over there on the 46-yard line, as I believe that they ruled that was a lateral pass. and Bailey was standing behind Carson at the time of the pass, or the time of the pitch, and that way the S&S Rams able to take over and recover a fumble, and it's going to be their ball. Big break here for S&S, as it's going to be their ball, 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. DJ Woody brings his Rams up to the line of scrimmage. 2 men in the backfield. Number 42, Chris O'Toole. Number 34, Kirk McQueen. And Woody takes the ball back, and he's going to go on the reverse play to number 4, Clint McAdoo. McAdoo unable to pick up any yardage as the Howe Bulldogs there. Number 32, John Norwood on the play, along with number 65, Chris Hartwell, and Jerry Powell, number 55, on the play as well for Howe, as they stop Clint McAdoo, the reverse man, for about a 2-yard loss, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 12 for the S&S Rams. Donald Langford, the center, along with Ryan Smith, Kevin Grissett, Chris Miles, and Ryan Kennedy, bring their S&S Rams back to the line of scrimmage. DJ Woody, under center, takes the snap. He wants to throw. He's going back to pass, and he is hammered there at the 30-yard line at about a 15-yard loss. Check that by the S&S Rams, as number 32 for the Howe Bulldogs, John Norwood, and number 42, Monty Clark, the 2 linebackers, are there to make the stop. A big stop, as they just rushed in, and as DJ Woody wanted to throw the ball, had no room at all. Great rush, and was sacked in the backfield, and it's going to be 3rd and another big 24, as the S&S Ram offense has just been faced with hardship here in this 3rd quarter, as they've had 2 big 3rd and 20-plus situations. DJ Woody brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. Woody wants to pitch. They're going to go for another quick kick, and that one's going to be short, and I think it's going to be ruled out of bounds at about the 49. Check that, 46-yard line of Howe, as that one's ruled out of bounds. The quick kicker for S&S, I'm sorry, I made a mistake on the last quick kick, is number 4, Clint McAdoo. Clint McAdoo is the quick kicker for S&S. He just lines up simply in the backfield. DJ Woody pitches him the ball, and he kicks it on a quick kick situation on 3rd down. And the Howe Bulldogs are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. And with 3:36 left in this 3rd quarter, the score being Howe 14, S&S 0. We'll be back after this timeout. To the second back through, that's Michael Bailey. Bailey takes the ball to about the 45-yard line, where he is stopped there by number 9 of the S&S Rams, and that is Chad Barrett. Chad Barrett with a stop there on Michael Bailey. Bailey's only able to pick up about 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12 at the Howe Bulldog 45-yard line. Wade Carson back to play as he brings his team. Number 16, Matt Cavender, wide out for the Howe Bulldogs with 2 backs in the backfield. And Carson's going to hand off to the first back through. That's big number 42, who scampers down to the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20. And he's finally brought down there at the 20-yard line check that, defensive end, Ryan Smith for S&S. That was big number 42 on the play for the Howe Bulldogs as he scampers down. And that was Monty Walker running out of the backfield. It's a little misdirection play there by Carson as he hands off to the first back through, and Walker goes down and gets inside S&S territory at their own 21-yard line. So the Howe Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at the S&S 21. Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. Number 6, Matt Cavender, or check that, Joey McMillan split out. 2 backs in the backfield, a little misdirection play. It's going to be handed off to number 10. That's Michael Ross as he goes around the left end. He's brought down there by a big Howe Bulldog defender, number 57, Kevin Grissett. And with that, Michael Ross is going to fumble the ball. Grissett is able to get on that football and recover the fumble, and it's going to be S&S football at the at their own 26-yard line. So S&S dodges another bullet there as number 10, Michael Ross, with an excellent run by Howe. But then on the ensuing play, as Wade Carson hands off a fumble, and S&S is able to recover there, and it'll be 1st and 10 for S&S at the 26-yard line. 2:31 left in this game, of course. The score 14-0 in favor of Howe. Howe has totally dominated in the second half, but been unable to put any points on the scoreboard as we have S&S with the football. DJ Woody, the quarterback, 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to try to hand off to the first back through. That's Chris O'Toole. A misguided play there as DJ Woody and Chris O'Toole miscommunicate. The ball is put on the turf, and once again, Howe has recovered the fumble. So likewise is fair play, I guess, and Howe recovers the fumble after they just fumbled 2 plays earlier, and they're going to have the ball right back where they started on the S&S 25-yard line. In fact, they might have gained 1 yard on that exchange there as both teams fumbled on ensuing plays. Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage, 2 backs in the backfield. He hands off number 21. That's Michael Bailey. Bailey up to the 20-yard line as he gains 5 on the play. And he is going to pick up 5 as the Howe Bulldogs are going to have 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line. Well, I'll tell you, this has been a game tonight of turnovers and fumbles. We've seen an interception and we've seen numerous fumbles. Both teams probably giving up as many as the other as they fumbled the ball and been able to recover their own fumbles, but they've also given up many likewise. Back to play as Wade Carson brings the team to the line of scrimmage. John Norwood and Michael Bailey in the backfield for the Howe Bulldogs. Number 16, Matt Cavender, split out wide. Carson hands off to number 21. That's Michael Bailey as Bailey goes around the right end. He's tackled there by a host of S&S Rams, led by number 57, Kevin Grissett, and number 42, Chris O'Toole, as there's nowhere to go there for Michael Bailey as he tries to go around the right end and just nowhere to go. May have lost 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Howe Bulldogs as Wade Carson goes to the sideline to confer with his coach. And this is a big 3rd down here. The Howe Bulldogs, like I said, have dominated this half offensively, but have been unable to put any points on the board. And if they're going to score, this is the prime opportunity for them with 1:13 left in this 3rd quarter. Wade Carson back under the ball, 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to hand off on a reverse. That's number 10, Michael Ross. Ross goes around the right end checked at the left end and is able to pick up maybe 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down, a big 4th down here, 4th and 1 for Howe Bulldogs, and I believe that they may go for this one. They're on the S&S 16-yard line. Like I said, they've been unable to score in this second half in the 3rd quarter here, and they're up 14-0. They should go for this as they have nothing to lose by being up by a score of 14-0. If they don't convert here, it's not going to hurt them. But like I said, Wade Carson back up 4th and 1, a big down here at the S&S 16-yard line. Carson, 3 men in the backfield. He's going to give off to number 21. That's Michael Bailey. Bailey scampers down to about the 10-yard line, gain of 6 on the play. Plenty for the 1st down as Howe's going to have 1st and 10 at the 10. I don't know if there's a possibility of another 1st down here as the official marks the ball just right inside the 10-yard line. No, it's going to be 1st and goal at about the 9.5 as Michael Bailey with a good run there. He has just shown excellent speed and excellent charisma tonight as he has run the ball well for the Howe Bulldogs in key situations. As Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage, 3 backs in the backfield. That's John Norwood, Michael Bailey, and number 10, Michael Ross. Michael Ross goes in motion to the left side as Carson hands off once again to Michael Bailey. Bailey scampers down for another gain of 5 and inside the 5-yard line as he is to the 4. And that's going to be Howe Bulldog football. 2nd down and goal at the 4. Checked at the 5-yard line as the official marks the ball. And that's going to end the 3rd quarter here to play at Howe Bulldog Stadium. We've got to score a 14-0 Howe. They're threatening to score on 2nd and 4 at the S&S 4. And we'll be back with the final quarter of play here from Howe Bulldog Stadium on 1500 AM KTXO right after these messages. Carson brings him to the field. 3 backs in the backfield, John Norwood, Michael Bailey, and Ross. The handoff to Bailey. Bailey is over for the touchdown. And that's going to be 6 points for Howe Bulldogs as Bailey takes the ball in from 3 yards out. Bailey, of course, very instrumental in that drive as he carried the ball the majority of the time. And then, of course, the Howe Bulldogs electing to go to him as he puts the ball in the end zone on a 3-yard run for the touchdown to make the score 20-0 with 10:53 left in this 4th quarter. To the 1st back through where he will pick up about 3 yards on the play. That is going to be number 42, Chris O'Toole, on the play for the Rams. And O'Toole able to pick up about 3 yards on the play where he is brought down at the 32-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for S&S. Of course, that defensive front for the Howe Bulldogs, Jason Mitchison, Kevin Gray, and Daniel Williams, along with Chris Hartwell and Jerry Powell, of course, being strong tonight as they're not allowing the S&S Rams very much running room. And then John Norwood and Monty Walker. Norwood, of course, with the big interception earlier in the game, also playing great defense for the Howe Bulldogs. DJ Woody brings his team back to line of scrimmage. He wants to throw. He's got a man downfield and unable to complete the pass to number 30. That's going to be Brad Avery on the play for S&S, but he's unable to catch the football as number 7, Wade Carson, there on the defense for the Howe Bulldogs. Carson, of course, the quarterback as well for Howe, but the pass just incomplete as it was underthrown by a couple of feet as DJ Woody had a great rush on him that time by those front 3, which I mentioned earlier, of the Howe Bulldog defense. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for S&S As they come back to the line of scrimmage, DJ Woody with 2, Chris O'Toole and Kirk McQueen in the backfield, 2 wideouts, 1 on each side. As Woody takes the ball and he's going to try to pass, but he's dropped there in the backfield by number 32. That's John Norwood of the Howe Bulldogs, along with number 20, Sean Stevenson. On the play, Stevenson coming from his right corner position, Norwood from his right linebacker position to take Woody down in the backfield, a loss of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 12, and the S&S Rams are going to be once again forced to punt as DJ Woody, the quarterback, drops back in punt formation. Back deep to receive for the Howe Bulldogs, number 11, Scott Grogan, and number 34, Doug Ogle. As Woody prepares to punt the ball from his own 15-yard line, Ogle and Grogan standing at their own 45. Woody gets the ball, he punts, he gets a foot into it, a short punt there. It's going to be rolling around about the 40-yard, the 42-yard line where it is down there by the S&S Rams. So the Howe Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at the S&S 43-yard line. 9 minutes, 11 seconds left in this football game. The score 20-0 in favor of the Howe Bulldogs, and we'll be back right after these messages. That is Clint McAdoo, the S&S defender on the play, as Bailey able to pick up the 5 yards that the Bulldogs were penalized, plus about 8. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Check that, 2nd and 2 for the Howe Bulldogs as Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield, number 21, Michael Bailey, and number 42. That's Monty Walker for the Howe Bulldogs as Carson hands off to number 21, Bailey, once again, and he is able to only pick up about 1 yard on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and a long 2. Check that, 3rd and a long 3 for the Howe Bulldogs as Bailey was unable to gain a yard, actually lost a yard on that last play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 3 on the S&S 21-yard line. Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. He's got Michael Bailey in the backfield and number 42, Monty Walker. He's going to pitch it back to Bailey, who goes around the right side. Bailey unable to pick up any yardage there, maybe 1, as he gets the ball down inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line of S&S. But that's going to bring up 4th and 2, as Howe is once again in another one of those crucial situations. They're leading 20-0 here, and they're going to have to decide if they want to go for the first down here with that lead, or if they're going to try for a field goal. And we're just going to have to wait and see as how the Howe Bulldogs line up. Of course, 4th and 4 at the S&S 19-yard line, and they're going to try for a field goal. Number 42, Monty Walker, on to attempt the field goal for the Howe Bulldogs. Scott Grogan, the holder for Howe, as he takes the ball and places it on the turf. Walker puts the ball, and it's going to be short as he kicks the ball short and wide to the left. Or kick that to the right as he kicks the ball, and it's going to be missed. So S&S is going to take over there. 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. We've got 6:53 left in this one, folks, and it's 20-0 in favor of the Howe Bulldogs. And we'll be back right after these messages from our fine favor of Howe. And the defensive man on the play there for the Bulldogs, number 7, Wade Carson. Carson playing an excellent game as he has led the Bulldogs to 20 points here in this game and is playing defensively as well. Back to play, DJ Woody, the quarterback for S&S, brings him to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. He's going to hand off to the second back through. That's number 42, Chris O'Toole. O'Toole able to pick up about 6 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 4. S&S is going to be forced to punt, but excellent play by O'Toole as he is able to pick up 6 on the play. Not enough for the first down. Number 56, Daniel Williams, and number 64, Kevin Gray on the play there for the Howe Bulldogs. DJ Woody back to punt. He is standing at his own 10-yard line. The 2 receivers for the Howe Bulldogs, number 34, Doug Ogle, and number 24, or check that, number 11, Scott Grogan, as the snap is misfired and it goes over Woody's head. He's going to be forced to run it as he picks up the ball in his own end zone. He's to the 5, the 10, and finally brought down at the 15-yard line there. And that's going to be number 16 on the play for the Howe Bulldogs, Matt Cavender. And that was just an excellent play there by the Bulldogs, taking advantage of a bad snap on the part of S&S as they take over the ball at the S&S 20-yard line. So they're back to about where they were when they missed the field goal a few minutes ago. We've got 5:28 left in this one. And Howe's got the ball 1st and 10 at the S&S 15-yard line. Wade Carson, the quarterback, brings his Bulldogs to the line of scrimmage. John Norwood, Michael Bailey, and Monty Walker in the backfield for the Bulldogs. The give is going to be to Monty Walker. Walker able to only pick up maybe 3 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 at the 13-yard line, 12-yard line. Check that for the Howe Bulldogs. We've got 5:07 to play as Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. Those three still in the backfield. Number 32, John Norwood, Michael Bailey. And the handoff is to Michael Bailey, who takes the ball over the right side and gets about 3 more on the play to inside the 10-yard line to about the 7. Defensive play there for the S&S Rams. Number 12, Denny Blankenship on the play. Blankenship stopping Bailey, which could have been a potential touchdown there, but Blankenship with a good open field tackle brings Bailey down inside the 10. It's going to be 3rd and 3 at the 7-yard line. Wade Carson brings his team back to the line of scrimmage. He's got John Norwood, Michael Bailey, and number 10, Michael Ross in the backfield. And he's going to give to Bailey, and Bailey scampers down inside the 5-yard line for another Howe Bulldog first down. As he is to the 4, that's going to be 1st and goal at the 4-yard line with 4:22 left on the game clock. And the Howe Bulldogs just using Michael Bailey excellently this quarter as the big John Norwood, Michael Ross, and as well Monty Walker line up in the backfield in front of Bailey. Excellent blocking for him, and they're able to spring him on some runs that are keeping him. And once again, Wade Carson brings the Howe Bulldogs to the line of scrimmage, hands off to Bailey. He goes over to the right side, 4 yards into the end zone for a Howe Bulldog touchdown. And Howe is up in this one 26-0 with 4:12 left in the 4th quarter. Once again, Bailey scores from 4 yards out with 4:12 left in this quarter to make the score 26-0 in favor of the Howe Bulldogs. Number 42, Monty Walker, on to attempt the extra point. The last extra point he attempted was blocked by S&S, and he's going to attempt this one. Number 11, Scott Grogan, the holder, as the Howe Bulldogs set up for the extra point. Here's the snap. Grogan puts the ball on the turf and through the uprights, and it's good. Monty Walker adds another point as the Howe Bulldogs go up by the score of 27-0 here with 4:12 left in the 4th quarter to play. And we'll be back with the kickoff after these messages. By McAdoo at the 15-yard line, where he takes it to the 20, the 25, and up to the 26-yard line for S&S Rams, where they're going to take over with 4:06 left in this ball game, down by a score of 27-0. And if S&S is going to do anything and turn this ball game around, then they're going to have to do it here, as they've got 27 points to make up in a little over 4 minutes, and they've got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Once again, that offensive alignment for S&S, the left guard Ryan Smith, the right guard Kevin Grissett, the tackle Chris Miles and Ryan Kennedy, the center Donald Langford, quarterback DJ Woody, Chris O'Toole and Kirk McQueen in the backfield, Clint McAdoo, the wingback, the split end Chad Barrett, and the tight end Richie Griffin. As DJ Woody brings them to the line of scrimmage, one back in the backfield, I believe that's Chris O'Toole. As Woody takes the ball, he's going to throw out to the flat. There is no one there. I believe we're going to have a illegal grounding call on that one, as I think it was just a miscommunication in the huddle. We've seen that a lot tonight from the S&S Rams. Of course, as we heard earlier in the coaching show, they've changed a lot of their offense around with the new coaching of the new coach that came in this year, and that is Sam Parker. Excuse me, I lost my voice there for a minute as I've been talking for the past hour and a half, 2 hours here with this football game, and lost my voice there. But as I was saying, the new coach of S&S, Sam Parker, came in and has changed this offense around, and I believe that they have just had a few miscommunications because of the new style of their offense tonight, and I believe that's going to maybe an illegal man downfield as DJ Woody dropped back and threw to the flat. It looked as if it could have been he thought it was going to be a screen pass. I don't know if anybody else read that. He threw the ball, and he had some S&S Ram men downfield illegally. And as the S&S coaches wonder what the call could be or what is going on here, we're going to have an official mark this off, and they're going to take it back, let's see, I believe 10 yards on that penalty. And we've got some discussion as another official is whistling for the other officials as they're going to huddle up in the field. And with that, we're going to take a timeout here and hear from our fine Howe Bulldog sponsors and S&S football sponsors. And we'll be back in a few minutes with the final of this game. We've got 4:04 left in the 4th quarter, and we'll be back after these messages. 2 minutes left in this game to get some of these younger players some playing time, and rightly so, as they have just totally dominated this game. We've seen a great game by the quarterback Wade Carson, as well as Michael Bailey, the tailback for Howe, as number 11, Scott Grogan, brings the Howe Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Number 30 in the backfield there, Robert Ariza-Mendez, along with number 32, or check that, number 34, Doug Ogle. The handoff is to Ogle. He goes over the right side and is able to pick up a little bit more than 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and a short 2 as the ball is sitting right on the 20-yard line of S&S. And Howe will have the ball there, 3rd and 2, as we see substitutions being made here as Scott Grogan, number 11, brings the Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. And he will take the snap from center. He wants to throw. He has a man downfield. That's number 44 for the Howe Bulldogs, James Fulinchek. And Fulinchek makes the catch there at the, I believe, the S&S 14-yard line. And that's going to be a big first down for the Howe Bulldogs as their second unit comes in and makes the big first down. And they've got 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of S&S. Defensively on the play there for S&S was number 57, Kevin Grissett, able to make the stop on number 44, James Fulinchek, before he could get into the end zone. Once again, Scott Grogan brings the Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to take the ball. He's rolling out. He's going to keep it, and he's down at the S&S 17-yard line, loss of 1. Number 63, Ryan Scott, on the play there, as well as number 80, Steve Whitmire for S&S, as they bring Grogan down with a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11 at the S&S 17-yard line. Once again, Grogan brings his Bulldogs to the line of scrimmage. Number 30, Robert Areza-Mendez in the backfield, along with number 34, Doug Ogle, as Grogan takes the snap from center. And we're going to have a flag on the play. I believe we may have a illegal procedure against the Howe Bulldogs. A little miscommunication on that play. I believe S&S might have been trying to blitz and might have forced one of the 34. That's Doug Ogle, and Ogle down to about the 7-yard line as he's able to gain back the yardage. It was penalized on the previous play, but not enough for the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 for the first, as the Howe Bulldogs well in control of this one, 27-0, 32 seconds. The clock counts down. Scott Grogan brings his Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage with a 3rd down play, as he's going to take the ball. And we have another flag on the play. That stops the clock with 21 seconds left. I believe this may be offsides against the S&S Rams, as they blew that one before. They blew that one dead before the snap was even called. And now check that. It's going to be another legal procedure call against Howe, and that may just be due to the fact that they've got a new quarterback in there in Scott Grogan, a couple of new backs in the backfield, and they're playing some guys that probably haven't played tonight, at least, and they may be a little shaky, and they may be having trouble communicating in that huddle. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 with 14-13. The clock continues to tick. Seconds left in this ball game. 27-0 in favor of Howe. Scott Grogan is going to take the snap here, and he is going to hand off. No, he's going to go on the reverse play to number 20, I believe, for the Howe Bulldogs. That's Sean Stevenson as the clock expires. We've got Howe Bulldog football. They've defeated the S&S Rams by a score of 27-0.